What's up, everyone? We're back here with the 15 minutes a game, and we're going to be talking some Dodger baseball for all of our LA people out there. You know, we got you covered. So, got a few questions for the squad here, and we're getting towards the end of spring training. They're going to cut down the rosters and see who's really going to make the team. So, my biggest question is, and I know this is kind of a formality, it doesn't really mean who is the best starter on the team, but who do you think should be the opening day starter for the Dodgers? Not your sentimental feeling or who you want it to be. Who do you really think should be that opening day starter for the Dodgers when we go over to Colorado and open the season? So I'll kick it over to Julian. What's your thoughts?
I'm going to go with Kershaw, the seasoned vet. He's proven himself in season openers. He didn't get the start last season because of an injury. He was supposed to get his 9th career opening day start, but that didn't happen. But I like Kershaw, just his stats. He's 5-1 and has a 1.05 ERA in 8 career opening day start games, 7 runs allowed. And four of the 8 starts have been scoreless. So he gets the season rolling as it should for the Dodgers. So I'm with Kershaw on that one.
That's cool. Those are some great stats regarding opening day starts. He's a stud, man.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
What do you think, Steve?
As long as it will be sentimental also, but as long as Kershaw's wearing a Dodgers uniform, they could put him in the bullpen. He should start opening day. So it just doesn't feel right when it's not him. And really, I think he was, I mean, you can argue it, but I think he was, their best pitcher last season and in the playoffs and everything. So last season he was 6-2, ERA was 2.16, and he's been with the Dodgers for, 13, 14 years now, I think it is. And I think he deserves to go out there for another opening day. Also, what's cool about him being the starting pitcher on opening day against the Rockies is that when they come home and get their rings in front of 10,000 people or whatever, he'll actually get to be a part of that instead of having to worry about warming up in the bullpen and things like that. So just another little tidbit I thought of.
I think that's cool because it is because we all knew out of everybody on the team who wanted it more, really deserved it more, was Clayton. I want to play devil's advocate, but I look at the roster and the only other guy I would think maybe giving the ball to would be Walker Buehler because he's been on the team a little bit. But no way can you give it to Trevor Bauer. I mean, statistically, you might say right now he's in the prime of his career and he may be on paper a better pitcher. So you could make the argument in the sense that, yes, statistically right now, Trevor Bauer might be better. He might have a better season this year. But I agree with both of you. I think Clayton Kershaw deserves it. And he's earned that right to go ahead and take the ball from Dave Roberts. Even if it is on the road, it still means something.
Yeah,
exactly.
And when you think about it, who knows? I mean, it's just one game in the grand scheme of things, but if you're talking about actually worrying about winning the season opener, who knows the Rockies and that altitude and everything better than Kershaw based, compared to all the other guys he's pitched there his whole career, so just another thing to think about.
So. Yeah, I was going to ask you, Jules. I know he has these great starts. I don't know how many of those have been in Dodger Stadium, but do you think you have any concern with him pitching the first game in altitude versus back at home?
I would say just what Steve was saying, he knows that ballpark and he knows the area and like the altitude. So I feel like he'll keep his curveballs low. He'll keep everything where they need to be, like in the zone, and not give them a sweet spot to just crank it out of the park.
And
So
we know about his preparation too.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. Okay, cool.
I guess he pitched the B game today against I don't know if it was against the Giants or against the Brewers, but it was like not like a real game.
Okay.
It's like a split squad. They're doing that again?
Yeah, I saw after the game today. I was watching spring training over some of the March Madness earlier. Anyway.
Hey.
So
well, we know how your bracket looked then.
Well, yeah. I don't really care.
Well, one other topic I think we should touch on here, and this could be probably more important to the team moving forward as far as getting wins, is the fifth starter. So we're gonna have a 5-man rotation. Who do we think should be the fifth starter? Because it will determine kind of who anchors the back end of the rotation and is able to eat up some innings for our bullpen and the rotation. So what do we think? I guess we'll start. So you can set this one off, Steve. Who do you think should be the fifth starter, man?
Well, I think it should be our boy Gonsolin, but I think it's going to be Dustin May. I think they're close, but in terms of who I
you think it should be Gonsolin, but you're betting that it would be May.
Yeah, I think at the end they're going to go with the guy that throws a little bit harder, has the bigger name, a little more high profile. You know, I know they're both young guys. I just think Gonsolin right now, over the last couple of years, is the better pitcher. So what I think the rotation should be would be Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, Price, and Gonsolin. But I think it's going to be Kershaw, Buehler, Bauer, Price, and May. One thing I did want to throw out, I know it won't happen, but I know a couple weeks ago, I think, Javon, you brought it up, how Bauer wants to pitch every fourth day. I just wanted to throw it out for, whoever listens to us or watches our YouTube channel or the posts on Instagram or whatever. What about going Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, Price, and being able to relieve the older guys like Kershaw and David Price like every 3 or 4 starts, and then you throw in Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin. I know it won't happen. I'm not even saying there's a 2% chance.
Yeah.
I just thought it's something to think about since the guy we just picked up, that's what he would like to do, is pitch every 4 games. So, have those young guys come out of the bullpen, but then when it's their turn.
So are you talking about like an opener kind of thing?
No, I'm talking about throughout the season. Like you have this 4-man rotation, but then so you're not throwing out Kershaw and Price every 4 days, right? Because they're a little bit older. You have them pitch, 2 games in a row, their normal starts, right? And then you give them a game off and you have Dustin May start for Kershaw. Unconventional. It's just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
It's something to think about. I know it won't happen. It's just, we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago. They got, 6 or 7 starters. So it's just, I thought it was a good question that you asked, and maybe not devil's advocate, but just something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing
format.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking, where does Udias fit into all this?
That's right.
So
yeah. Let's hear your guys' answers. So
yeah, go, Jules.
That was my 5th starter, Julio, just because he's been with the organization. He's proved himself, and how he ended the postseason. It was just, he showed his comfortability on the mound. So I'll give Julio that start. But as Steve was saying, like Dustin May is hitting 100 with his arm. He has a powerful arm, so maybe like switch them. But the Dodgers pitching staff, they have a lot to work with because they got some aces on that squad. It's tough.
Yeah, Gonsolin hadn't given up a run until today, ironically.
No.
Gonsolin was nice too.
I didn't see the game. I guess he got hit pretty hard, but he'll bounce back.
Yeah.
I think right now I would give it to Julio too. His problem is the first inning though, so I guess statistically he's probably better as a reliever, but I think he's younger. He's been with the organization and he's proven himself, like you said, during the postseason last year. Came in, he was great as a closer, really, which was crazy to see. But as a starter, I think that's kind of what he wants to be as well. So I would say Julio Urias right now. But maybe the Dodgers do something weird and different, and try some openers and bullpen days just to give guys rest because they know it's a long season and you want everybody fresh for the postseason.
Yeah, and maybe it's not set in stone like all season long, but maybe they just give guys time off here and there and use these other guys to fill in. So
yeah, and I'm not saying I want obviously anybody to get hurt, but injuries are a part of the game. So if someone does go down, there's plenty of depth to fill in behind them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's man, it's crazy. I'm looking at not notes, but just the guys I have written down. If you take out, I mean, they got Bueller, Urias, Price, and May, and they're all so young. It's crazy. So, Kershaw and Price could retire tomorrow. And they still have Bauer, who I think is like 30. Yeah. And then all these guys who are like 26, 25 and under.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad problem to have.
It's beautiful.
It really is. We're excited to see them come back. So the boys are blue are ready to take the field. I think we're about 2 weeks away now from the season opening. So let's see what happens. Obviously, we're feeling good about the squad. So let's get some wins, pile them up, Dodgers. Anything you guys want to say before we sign out here?
Go Blue Crew.
Yeah, just looking forward to the season starting in about a week and a half or so.
Yeah, definitely. So check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and follow us on Apple Podcasts as well. Subscribe. We'll be providing more content as we go along. Even if you're not an LA fan, we do NFL, NBA as well. So thanks for listening, everybody. 15 minutes a game. We're signing out.